Hi, in this video I will tell you a bit about the Growbots platform. I will tell you what Growbots is, what it does, I will show you the basic ins and outs of the platform, and will take you through the process of creating a campaign. So basically Growbots is two things. On the one hand, it's a business contact database, where you can define targeting filters and search our database for your potential new customers. On the other hand, we provide an advanced email automation tool in which you can create sequences of highly personalized emails going out to those leads. Let's take a look at the platform itself. This is the main Growbots dashboard. On the top left corner, you can see the number of credits remaining for this month on my account. Credits are the main Growbots currency. So basically, you get charged with 1 credit when you generate and schedule one new person from our database. Next to this number, you can see the renewal date, which means that in 26 days, I will get access to a new batch of credits. So in this case, for the remaining days, I can still reach out to 426 new prospects from the Growbots database. Below that, I can take a look at my timeline, where I can see how many messages I have scheduled for the coming days. I can also switch this tab to view some basic statistics such as opens, clicks, replies, and warm replies. And by going to reports, I can download some more detailed reports regarding my account's activity. By switching the view to Warmbots, I can go to the Warmbots dashboard. Warmbots is our email warm-up tool, which helps you build or maintain a good domain reputation so that your messages don't land in spam. You can view your current spam rate here, and you can also easily add a new email account by going here and choosing the integration options. On the left-hand side, you can see various different sections of the app. Let's take a look at the campaigns section and let's go through the process of creating a new campaign. In the campaigns section, you can see the list of all your campaigns. Some of them can be draft campaigns, which means they were not yet scheduled and they are still in the process of creation, and some are regular, ongoing, or finished campaigns. You can also switch the tab to view your archived campaigns if you have any. On the campaigns list, you can also see the same basic statistics, which are visible on the dashboard for the specific campaigns, which is the number of messages sent, opens, clicks, replies, and warm replies. You start the process of creating a new campaign by clicking the Add New Campaign button or the green plus button in the top right corner. Let's do this. Before you start creating a new campaign, you need to choose the type of the campaign. Starting from the right-hand side, you can create a import campaign where you can import a CSV file with your own contacts and use our email automation tools to reach out to them. You can also create an export campaign where you set up the targeting filters and search our database for leads, which then you can export to a CSV file. Finally, you can create the all-in-one campaign where you use both our database and our email automation tool to send out the campaign. Let's take a look at the all-in-one campaign. After you name your campaign, you can go through the targeting filters. We generally advise to narrow down the target and preferably create smaller campaigns instead of creating one big campaign for your whole target audience. This way you'll be able to pick the right prospects and send relevant personalized messages to them. The targeting consists of two steps. On the first step, you can define the profile of the companies you'd like to target in this campaign. And on the people step, you can define the specific profile of the people you will be reaching out to. If you happen to have a list of specific company domains of companies you'd like to reach out to, you can switch this option here and put those domains here to target those companies. However, if you'd like to target our whole database, you should go with the detailed criteria. The first filter is the industry filter, where you can select the industry branches you'd like to reach out to. You can go through the list and find the industries which fit your campaign. Just remember that we recommend not to select more than 3 or 5 industries in one campaign. You don't want to have the campaign with too broad target, since different industry usually demand different messaging to grab their attention. Let's assume for this campaign that we'll be targeting marketing directors in, for example, natural cosmetics. In this case, let's search for the industry called health and cosmetics. The next filter is the company keywords filter. Here you can put the words the company uses to describe themselves, for example, on their website or in their LinkedIn. Be creative, use various descriptive words, and try to use as many synonyms as you can. For example, in this case, let's use keywords such as natural, organic, vegan, healthy, etc. It's important to note that you can also use negative keywords, that is, keywords you definitely wouldn't want to see in those companies. For example, if we're not looking for companies dealing with makeup, we can put this keyword with a minus at the beginning to add this negative keyword. The next filters are the location filters, where you can specify the location of the headquarter of the company you're targeting and also the office's locations, which are basically the locations of the specific prospects you're looking for. Let's assume that we're targeting companies based in the United States and we don't really care about the location of the offices. Next, you can narrow down the company size by defining the company headcount, which is the number of employees in the targeted companies. For example, let's choose companies from 1 to 200 employees. And also you can define the number of retail locations. Let's say that we're looking for companies with 1 to 20 retail locations. In the finances filter, you can define the estimated annual revenue of the company. Let's make it a little bit smaller for this campaign. If you'd like, you can also target companies which have received some sort of funding. You can specify the amount of funding and the time when they received the funding. The company website filter allows you to specify the technologies which were used to build the company's website. For example, if you'd like to target companies which use Google Maps on their website, you can do it this way. You can also specify the estimated page rank, which is basically how high the company's page appears while being searched online. Finally, you can choose to filter the companies according to the year they were founded in. If you're happy with the company filters you've set up, you can move on to the next step, which is the people step. Now you'll be able to specify the profile of the specific people you'll be reaching out to with this campaign. The first filter here is the seniority level filter, where you can choose, well, the seniority level of the prospects. Just keep in mind it's best not to mix low and high seniority levels in one campaign. Once again, they would probably need a bit different approach and different messaging to grab their attention. So since we're targeting managers in this campaign, let's choose the top three seniority levels. Next is the department filter, where you can choose the department you're targeting. We're going for marketing directors, so let's choose, of course, marketing and also sales for this campaign. In the job position filter, you can add the job position of the prospects. Just keep in mind to also add as many synonyms as you can think of, because the same job title can be referred to in different ways. So we're targeting marketing directors. Let's put marketing director here. Also marketing manager, chief marketing officer. You can also use negative phrases here as well. So if you would like to make sure you're not reaching out to the CEO, you can add it with a minus. Next are the prospects keywords, which work in a similar way to the company keywords. So these are the words the prospect describes themselves, for example, on LinkedIn. So look for some sort of descriptive words, and you can use negative keywords as well here. So if you'd like to make sure that the prospect is not dealing with, for example, social media, you can add it with a minus, like this. Yeah, this looks good. Finally is the max prospect per company filter. So here you can limit the number of prospects from one company you can generate. Since it's not necessarily a good idea to blast out a number of emails to various people from one company, it can be more likely for them to mark your messages as spam. So it's best to set this filter to usually to about 5. It depends on your campaign, of course. In this case, we're targeting marketing directors, and it's quite unlikely that there are more than one marketing directors in one company, but we can still use this filter here. If you're happy with the target you've created here, we can move on to the next step, which is the prospecting step. Remember that you can always go back to the targeting filters and make some adjustments. The prospecting stage is arguably the most important view in the app and the place you should spend the most time. Because this is the place where you decide if the prospects generated from the app, from our database, are actually the right fit for you. Just taking a quick look at this view, on the right hand side you can see the exclusions, which is the number of prospects excluded from this campaign for various reasons. For example, they can appear of one of your blacklists you've uploaded, or you have blacklisted them in some other campaigns. They may be excluded through your CRM, or maybe they were already generated in this or other of your campaigns. Then you'll see those numbers here. Also, under estimates, you can see the estimated number of prospects in the target you've defined. Our app initially generates 50 prospects for you. You can always generate more, but 50 is just an initial number so that you can easily go through all of them. You can switch the view between the company list, which is now turned on, and in this view, the prospects are divided into their companies, and you can switch it to prospects list where it will be just a list of prospects, whichever suits you best. I will use the company view in this one. And yes, in this view, you can take a look at all the companies and all the prospects that were generated in your target. You can go to the company's website or the company's LinkedIn profile to see if they are the right fit. You can also click into the prospect to see some more details about them. Once you decide if they are a good fit for you or not for this particular campaign, You can use these four buttons to make your decision. You can also view the same four buttons in the list view right here. If someone looks like a right fit for you, you just need to click the plus button to accept them to this campaign. As you can see, the prospect was moved to the accepted tab here. You can also perform the same action for the whole company. If you decide that they are the right fit, you can accept all the prospects from this specific company. If you decide that someone is not the right fit for this one, you just need to click the red button and reject them from this campaign, and they will be moved to the rejected tab. Finally, if someone is not the right fit for this campaign, or you don't feel like you would like to ever contact them, you can blacklist them straight from this view. Finally, if you feel like a given prospect is a good fit for you but for a different campaign, you can transfer them to another campaign using this button here. You just need to select the campaign's name and you'll be able to move them to that campaign. Let's just accept some more prospects here. And now that we have a batch of prospects, we can move on to scheduling prospects. If you go through the list and you'd like to generate more prospects within the same target, you just need to click Generate More Prospects, specify the number of prospects you'd like to generate, and click the Generate button. And our database will provide more prospects for you. Now let's go on and schedule the 8 prospects we have accepted already. Once you have some prospects accepted in the campaign, it's time to create a sequence of messages you'll be sending out to them. In the sequences view, you can either choose one of your existing sequences for this campaign, or you can create a new sequence from scratch. Let's create a new one. And let's name it. The sequence consists of a number of steps, which in their simplest form are just subsequent emails going out to your prospects. In order to add a first step, you just need to choose the email option to add the automatic email step. There are also several other kinds of steps, which are called tasks. Those are the 4 ones on the right-hand side. And these are steps which need to be manually approved by you when their time comes. Manual email is an email which, when is approved by you, will be sent to your prospects. And the other tasks are basically reminders for you to perform a specific action at a given time. For example, a reminder for you to call the prospect, to reach out to them on LinkedIn, or to perform some other action. Let's add an automatic email for this campaign. Next, you can choose the template for this particular email. If you have some templates on your account already, you can choose one of them, or you can create a new template right here. The first thing you can define for this template is the timing according to which the initial message will be sent in this campaign. The default option is the optimized sending time, according to which the timing for the template will be automatically optimized by the Growbots platform so that the prospect receives the message in the time best for them, so that they are the most likely to open the message and to answer to this message. However, if you'd like, you can also set up the timing criteria yourself, choosing the hours between which the message will be sent and the days of the week. Just remember that it's best not to set those timing criteria in a too strict way. When you have more campaigns and add more prospects to ongoing campaigns, it might get difficult for our platform to fulfill them, and prospects can get scheduled for a distant future because of that. The best option is to turn on the optimized sending time and let the Growbots app set the timing automatically. Next, you can specify the subject line and the body of the email. And remember that the prospects are the most likely to open your messages and to answer them if they are personalized. You can accomplish that by using custom fields, which you can see on the right hand side, which will be filled with the prospect's data. For example, you can create a subject line such as this, and the body of the message like this. As you can see, there is a lot of personalization using the custom fields, thanks to which this message will look like it was meant just for this specific prospect. Once you're happy with the template, just click Save. Oh, let's just change the name. Now you can add another step, which in our case will be another email. Once again, you can create a new template and you can define the time criteria. In this case, when it's a follow-up message, not the initial message, you can manually specify after how many days from the previous message this message will be sent, as well as the hours and the days of the week on which the message will be sent. Once again, we recommend to use the optimized sending time. Now, the difference when it comes to follow-up templates is the fact that you can choose whether this template will be sent in a new email thread, it will be a separate email, or in the same email thread as the previous messages. We recommend to send the subsequent messages in the same threads, because then when a prospect reads, for example, the third or fourth of your messages, they will be able to go back and read the previous messages easily and have the whole picture. Once you've created your follow-up messages, so the subsequent steps, and you're happy with them, you can go to the next step. This step is called Review Custom Fields step. And on this step, you can take a look at how the custom fields you're using in your templates were filled out with the data from our database. Remember that the messages should look like they were written right there in your mailbox. They should look natural. Sometimes the strings of words within the custom fields are unnecessarily long or simply don't look natural in an email. For example, let's take a look at the first one. The position right here is really long, and if you use the whole position title, job title in your email, it would look really artificial. So on this step, you can sort of clear those custom fields and make them shorter and look better. I believe the Chief Marketing Officer as a position is just enough, the same as Senior Director. This one is actually alright. In this case, the company name is really quite long, but it should stay as a whole name, I believe, in this case. But you could make some sort of adjustments and make it shorter. For example, delete this whole section and leave just the name of the club. Once you're happy with the custom fields, let's go to the email accounts step. On this step, first of all, you can choose from what email account the messages you'd like the messages to be sent. You can also specify the start date for this campaign, I will put the start date sometime in the future so that I can turn it off after I record this so those poor prospects don't receive my random messages. If you'd like, you can also check this box to send the initial message immediately. Just keep in mind that the message will be sent immediately only if there are free slots in your timeline for today. If this looks good, let's go to the next step. On this step, you can simply take a final look at the final messages and to make sure if they look good, if the custom fields were filled out correctly, and if you're happy with how they turned out. You can also personalize the initial message right here. If you'd like to make to add some personal touch to those messages, you can click the personalize button and add something. If everything looks good, you just need to click the launch campaign button and the campaign will get scheduled. Once the campaign is scheduled, let's take a quick look at what the campaign looks like right now. When you go back to the campaign, first of all, you can see some statistics and see the timeline for the campaign. So you can take a look at when the messages will be going out. You can also switch the view to statistics to view some more detailed statistics over time, once they arrive, of course. Below that, you can see the list of prospects you generated and scheduled in this campaign. You can check their statuses. You can check if they opened or clicked a link in one of your messages, on what step they are currently. The statuses will change according to their action. For example, when they reply to you, if they give you a warm reply, the status will change to warm reply, etc. Keep in mind that the campaign for a specific prospect will be paused automatically when they reply, when they unsubscribe, or if their email bounces, so you don't have to worry about that. If you'd like, you can of course pause them manually as well. In order to do that, you can just click on actions next to a specific prospect and click the pause button right here. You will also pause the campaign for a prospect using those buttons here, the qualify button and the unqualify button, which basically means that you've already qualified this prospect and you are in touch with them, or they don't seem interested. Note that when you click one of those buttons, you can decide if you'd like to qualify or not unqualify this specific prospect or the whole company. If you'd like to pause the whole campaign, you would need to filter out the prospects who are currently in progress. You can do that using this step in progress filter right here, or you can simply switch the tab to the in progress prospects. When you have the list of those prospects, you just need to select them all, go to actions, and click pause. Now, if you'd like to reschedule those prospects, you need to find them once again using the status filter, manually paused. Select all of those filtered prospects, go to actions, and reschedule. You'll be going through the same scheduling process you did when you started the campaign. You can choose the start date and schedule those prospects once again. Now let's go back to this campaign just for one more moment and I will show you how to manage the campaign when it's already going out. For example, if you'd like to add more prospects to this campaign, you just need to go to the prospecting tab right here, where you'll be seeing the prospecting stage, the same view you saw when you were first scheduling the campaign. And you can easily generate more prospects within the same targeting criteria by clicking the Generate More Prospects button right here. If you feel like the targeting criteria are, for example, too narrow or too broad, or you'd like to slightly change them, you can also go back to the targeting filters by switching the tab to Target, where you can go through all those filters and make any sorts of adjustments. When you're ready with those adjustments, just click Save Changes and go back to the Prospecting tab to generate prospects in those newly defined filters. You can also go back to the sequence and make adjustments to the templates you're sending out in this campaign. Just remember that once you made those changes, you need to click Save right here. And that is basically it when it comes to creating and managing campaigns in Growbots. Now let's take a quick look at various different sections within the app. We already saw the main Growbots dashboard, so let's take a look at the Explore section. The Explore section allows you to use the same targeting filters we saw in the campaign creation process to search for specific prospects you can then add to your campaigns. So if you'd like to search for just a couple of prospects in a target and add them to one of your campaigns, you just need to use those filters to find them out. You can use also companies' names or domains right here to look for the prospects within specific companies. And when you find someone you'd like to contact, you just need to click the contact button right here and choose the campaign you'd like to add them to. Once you do that, you just need to go through the normal scheduling process and they are added to your campaign. Next, there is the My Prospects section, where you can take a look at all the prospects you've already generated within Growbots or imported to Growbots as well. You can use various filters on the top to find a smaller batch of prospects. For example, find prospects only from a couple of specific campaigns, or find prospects with a specific status. You can this way, for example, pause all of them or export them by clicking the export button right here. Next is the My Account section, which is very similar to the My Prospects section, but in this one you can take a look at all the companies you've reached out to. You can also filter them out, and you can look for more prospects from those companies you'd like to contact. You just need to click the contact button as well to reach out to them. In the Messages section, you can take another look at the sequences and, after switching the tab here, the templates you've already created. You can also create your templates and sequences right here before you create your campaigns. The Activity section allows you to take a look at all the tasks if you're using tasks in your sequences. Then this is the place where you can manage those tasks. For example, reschedule them and skip them. Just a reminder, tasks are the steps in the sequence which need to be manually approved by you. If you switch the tab to Outbox, you can take a look at all the messages which are already scheduled within Growbots, both initial and follow-up messages. For example, you can filter out the messages from a specific campaign, and what is important, you can personalize all of them at any given time. You could just need to click the Personalize button, and you can make any sorts of adjustments to this particular message. Now let's take a quick look at the settings within Growbots. On the Your Account settings, you can take a look at the personal info, and what is important to note, you can decide if you'd like to exclude all US holidays by checking this button here, and you can add your own excluded dates here. For example, if you're going on 2 weeks vacations, you can add those 2 weeks right here, and thanks to that, No messages will be sent from Growbots during this time. In the Organization tab, you can add and remove users from your Growbots account. You can define your organization's time zone, add a custom tracking domain, and decide if you'd like to track clicks and track opens of your messages within Growbots. The Integrations tab allows you to, first of all, connect your email accounts with Growbots. Secondly, connect your CRMs. You can also come back here at any time to make adjustments to the settings of the email integration. For example, you can change your signature, the number of messages going out daily, and the number of messages going out from the Warmbots feature. On the exclusions page, you can add exclusions, that is, a file with a list of prospects, or in this tab, a list of companies you don't want to contact within Growbots. First of all, you can update your billing details, so your credit card details right here, and also on the left hand side you can make adjustments to your subscriptions by adding or removing user seats, email accounts, and monthly credits from your subscription. Once you're done with editing those, just click the Update Subscription button. Finally, on the Custom Fields page, you can create your own custom fields, which you can later use in your message templates. And that's basically it. This is the Growbots app. Thank you so much for watching and good luck with your campaigns.